More than 50 technical papers are being presented at the 2014 IADC SPE Asia Pacific Drilling Technology Conference. Joining me is Will Scott of Hess, who presented a paper about Hess's first ERD well in the North Malay Basin. Will, thanks so much for joining me.
Thank you.
So tell us, what were some of the challenges for the first ERD well?
Yeah, so our first ERD well in the Bunga Camellia field, it was really around the challenges around wellbore stability, hole cleaning and ECD management. So on the wellbore stability side, we had quite a narrow window between maintaining sufficient wellbore support and remaining within the previous shoes formation integrity test. So remaining within that previous shoes, I guess geomechanical strength was a major challenge for us. In terms of ECD, this was in an 8.5 inch section. We had quite a narrow margin here, so we tended to focus on our low-end rheologies on our mud design, optimising our 6 RPM rheology, and we wanted to have a good 6 RPM rheology, but also maintaining a sufficient hole cleaning index so we could effectively remove cuttings from the wellbore.
Okay. And what lessons were learned and adjustments? What were the adjustments made for the second well?
Yeah, so for the first ERD well to the second, we actually realised that our wellbore stability model was probably not as accurate as we would have liked. We had a insufficient amount of leak-off test data at our 13.3/8 shoe, which meant that when we drilled our 12.25 inch section, we had a model, but we didn't have enough, I guess, confidence in this model, and it was evident on the first well that this model wasn't correct. So to correct this, we had 3 non-ERD wells between A1 and A4. We focused on those non-ERD wells and gaining as much data as we could, leak-off test data of the previous shoe, so we could then constrain our wellbore stability model before we drilled the second extended reach well. On the ECD side of things, we ended up running with a tapered string. So by running this tapered string, we reduced our ECD in the 8.5 inch section. We were still able to effectively clean the wellbore in that section. So that was how we addressed those 2 issues. One other thing too was we engaged K&M Technology Group, their extended reach drilling consultancy, and they helped us in monitoring real-time hook loads at the well site, and also to get plans in place ahead of time in case we encountered wellbore instability in both those sections.
Okay. What kind of optimization process did Hess use on this drilling campaign?
Yeah, so Hess has been using a process known as SmartDrill. It's an in-house process. It follows a plan, do, check, adjust cycle. So we started off in the planning stage, which is really the engineering stage. So it's where you identify technologies, if they have an application to your particular well, and also the economics of those technologies. We then looked at taking those technologies forward into the do phase, which is really the execution of the well. And then we move into a check-adjust cycle. So the check phase is really looking at the lessons learned, and then the adjust phase is looking at removing a limiter for the well. So for us, it was removing the risk of wellbore instability and the risk that ECD was placing on our wellbore.
Okay. Well, Will, thanks so much for sharing your presentation.
No problem. Thank you.
And thank you for joining us on drillingcontractor.org. I'm Joanne Liu reporting from Bangkok.